Welcome for spirited discussions, occasional conversations with scholars, writers, artists, scientists, thinkers, and others whose work informs the spirit of the American West. One of the things was said to me about what we needed to do with the new museum was how to make Buffalo Bill relevant in the 21st century. I'm not sure. Buffalo Bill is still, he's very powerful. The icon of Buffalo Bill is still very powerful. But I don't know that in the end, making him relevant is as meaningful as making William F. Cody relevant, because we can see so much of ourselves mirrored in him.
That's one way to do it, is to separate the two, the person
Which is
from
so
the persona.
hard to do.
Yeah, the William F. Cody from Buffalo Bill. And there was always this argument around Buffalo Bill. Very soon after he died, one of the first sort of debunking biographies that appears, says that he was just a persona, that he's created by his publicists. There's really no personality there, and he was a fake. Right? And this is a constant, right?
Sure.
The thing that gets. These are the kinds of critiques that get trotted out. I find it. And there is this sense that carries on right down to the present day. This argument about him that you see in Robert Altman's film, brilliant but flawed film, Buffalo Bill and the Indians, where Cody doesn't know the difference between the story he's performing and his actual life. That the story that people would tell about him is, by the end of his life, he couldn't tell the difference between the myth and the history, and in that way he's a great metaphor for the history of the American West. I've found in my research that's completely wrong, that he knew absolutely what he had actually done, and when he testifies in his own divorce trial late in life and he has to lay out what he actually did, he's pretty meticulous in the campaigns he was involved in, what he actually did, and what he didn't do. And so I find it in his own mind. I think he actually kept those things, the persona and the person, in some ways separate. I think that the persona of Buffalo Bill becomes useful to him in some ways, in very modern ways. He's such a celebrity, right? He's one of our early global celebrities. That the persona of Buffalo Bill is a way of hiding William Cody and giving William Cody some privacy.
Sure. But I absolutely agree with that. I would say the flip side of that is that it also then becomes for him in some ways an albatross, that at a certain point in his life, I think Cody realized that his own identity was being so submerged beneath this identity of this persona that he was struggling to find out who he really was, come to terms with himself.
I think that one of the problems he has is that his genius is what some people would call show business, but I would call it a kind of outdoor performance art, right? That the creation of the Wild West show is an outdoor attraction. And it's what is actually quite complex storytelling, which is very hard to direct, right? And that is owed to his creative genius. For what everybody else talks about, how he had those publicists and so forth, he's the one who runs that show. That show, the reason I think that he ends all of his biographies, his autobiographies, at the moment it appears in London before the Queen, that's where it ends, right? Is because that's the moment that American culture suddenly is recognized as significant by the old cultural hearth, which is right through up to the late 19th century. There's these famous critiques of American culture and art by English authors mostly and English playwrights. Who reads an American novel? Who watches an American play? This kind of denigration of American culture, which Cody, in his way, and I think quite self-consciously, was determined to answer. And he never believed somehow, I think, that the Wild West show in its own right could be his livelihood, and that should be enough. There's a story that Pawnee Bill Lilly, who was a partner of his and another Wild West showman, and a partner late in Buffalo Bill's life, recounted sitting in a boxcar with William Cody, because somehow the cars that they're actually supposed to be sitting in got left off the train. And so he sits in this boxcar with the door open, traveling across somewhere from one show to another, and the two men are sitting in this boxcar, and Cody is at this point pouring his money into what turns out to be terrible investments in mines in Arizona, loses over $100,000 in this, and it nearly bankrupts him. It does bankrupt the show. But Pawnee Bill Lilly says to him, "Why are you investing in gold mines? That's such an unpredictable investment. Why are you doing that?" And he says, I just always wanted to have a gold mine. I just wanted to be able to go down into a mine if I needed some money.
Whenever you want some money, you
just go down there.
Somebody down and get it.
Just get it.
Yes.
And Pawnee Bill Lilly says to him, gesturing at the rest of the train, "You got a gold mine here."
Yeah, this is your gold mine.
Yeah, and Cody says, "Yeah, but wouldn't it be something to have an actual gold mine?" And it's like he can't accept that this thing really works for him. Yeah.